Why is no one talking about this phone, the Tecno Spark 10C? It's not only affordable for 88,000 naira, but it also has a perfect design that arguably can compete with other more expensive devices. When the Tecno Spark 10 Pro was launched, barely 3 days after creating its review video, most creators already have thousands of views. The most painful part is that the majority of viewers cannot even afford the Spark 10 Pro. So guys, if you know you can't afford the Spark 10 Pro and you need something that comes a bit close, you should stick to the end of this video, because I will explain some of the features of the 10 Pro that you can also find on the 10C. Like seriously guys, stop wasting your data watching review videos of phones you cannot afford. I am warning you now, it's a waste of your data now. Don't mind me, no information and knowledge is less important. These are the list of features you get with the Spark 8C. A 5000 mAh battery, a super responsive side fingerprint scanner, a 16-megapixel rear camera, a 128GB of storage, an octa-core processor, and support for an extra 4GB of RAM with memory fusion technology. Find the complete specification on my website megalightarena.com. The link is in the description. Also, one special feature you find on this device is the default SoPlay app, which is an equivalent of the Infinix Beats app. The background music that I used in this video was created with the SoPlay app that came with the Spark 10C. Just how cool is that? It comes in a regular packaging as the other phones in the Spark series. The first item in the box is the phone, wrapped with the normal nylon paper. Next is the transparent bumper case, followed by a 10-watt charger, a Type-C USB cable, an earpiece, and a SIM eject pin. Unlike the Spark 10 Pro that has a matte finish, the 10C comes with a shining back, and it's hard to say whether it's made of glass material, refined plastic, or something in between. While the matte design looks more classy, this glossy back can actually serve as a mirror. The only problem is that it leaves your fingerprints on it and completely mess up the entire back. There are 2 cameras at the back, a 16-megapixel main camera and an unspecified secondary camera. Yep, unspecified. This is what most phone manufacturer does when there's nothing to write about the camera. This is not a camera test, but I tried to find the function of this second camera just to see if it has something of value. So I began with a blindfold. On some device, the portrait mode won't work without it. But that's not the case here. Then if the second camera were the depth sensor, the main camera cannot blur or focus on background. From this test, the main camera is working perfectly without the second camera. So if you want to buy this phone, don't tell anybody that your phone have 2 cameras, so we'll just assume that the second camera was never there. At the right side of the phone, you get a power button that doubles as a fingerprint scanner. You will also find the volume keys here. In my review of the Infinix Smart 7 Plus, I forgot to mention that the buttons are hard to press, especially with the protective case on. This is my first reason for appreciating the Spark 10C. The buttons are so easy to access and very convenient to press. To the left, here we have the SIM slot with a tray that can hold 2 nano SIM cards and SD card. Then at the bottom, the audio jack, microphone, charging port, and speaker are positioned here. What is your take on this design? Let me know in the comment section, and if you have a phone in mind you want me to compare this device with, let me know in the comment as well. The phone with the highest comment after 48 hours of publishing this video wins. When the time runs out, I will tell you which phone won based on your comments. So expect a pinned comment of the result in this video. And before I forget, as for my opinion on this design, it's a go. What does the Spark 10 Pro have that you can also find on the Spark 10C? Or at least the 10C is close to having. The first on the list is the USB Type-C port and support for OTG connection. But with the way most low-budget phones now support Type-C USB port, I doubt if this is a fair basis for comparing the Spark 10 Pro and 10C. The second and third features are the side mount fingerprint and 5000 mAh battery. Both devices have the same screen refresh rate of 90Hz. So while Spark 10 Pro will offer clearer graphics, both phones have the same display speed. Now here is the last one. Spark 10C has 128GB of storage. This is the same storage capacity as the first variant of the Spark 10 Pro. The second variant has 256GB of internal storage. Let's get into more details, starting with the camera. The front camera is 8MP and I've never been more satisfied with any camera of this sensor. Maybe there are other 8MP cameras with better performance, but just look at the quality here. It is not only a perfect budget camera for clear selfie, but it also offers the wide selfie mode with more than decent quality. I held this phone on my hand without using any selfie stick when I took these pictures. Because of the quality, you can be a little confident of video shot knowing that you have a better budget camera. This is how it performs when it comes to portrait versus normal shots. The rear camera comes with an average quality, nothing more. It somehow managed to produce good pictures under ideal light setting. In the absence of bright light, picture quality will be low. When it comes to video mode, it is much the same. The one good feature of this rear camera is the slow motion mode. Now being introduced in budget devices, they are so useful in capturing happy moments. There is something I usually don't do, but because of lots of comments from my viewers, I think it might be helpful to conduct additional camera tests. I get comments such as, is the quality of this camera good enough for product videos and YouTube videos? I'm going to assume that the items in this table are your products. I took these pictures under studio light. Then, this one under natural light, considering that not everyone has a studio light. For those who wants to know if the Spark 8C camera will make good videos for online use, the following footages might help. Now, this is the video and audio quality test of the Tecno Spark 10C. Just in case you want to use it for YouTube videos or any online videos, you know exactly what to expect with it. It might get a bit darker if you are using it because I have a studio light coming from this point. If I turn it off, then it might be a bit darker. Let's try and see. So this is what we have without the studio light, and I still have 3 giant lights coming from the top that keeps this place as bright as anything can be, yet it's still kind of dark. Now come to the back camera, and this is exactly what you get. Note the difference between the front and the back camera. The back camera is clearer, right? What everybody wants to know when it comes to new devices is their performance. What is the speed of the phone? How will it perform when it comes to gaming, battery charging and draining? What about the storage? Will it start freezing once I install games and download some stuff? Let's answer these questions one at a time. When it comes to the speed, it has an average performance. We are talking about 1334 gig benchmark score. One of the things I like about devices with fast performance is that opening simple apps like Settings app, Message app and Calendar app is so fast. Unlike most budget devices where the phone will keep loading for some time before opening apps, this phone does better here. Let me attach a little warning to this. I only have few games and apps on this device as of the time of this review, so a little freezing and lagging here and there should be expected. When it comes to gaming, it's not like I have any issue here, but I lack faith in the UMS 9230 T606 processor. I don't think this processor has been around for a long time, so it's hard to tell if it can withstand heavy games. I remembered when I reviewed the Infinix Smart 7 Plus, it was so fast in performance that I recommended it to people within that budget. It was only about 2 weeks later, after installing some games and downloading some movies, that I found out that it runs very slow. This could be the same with the Spark 10C here, but considering the fact that it has an octa-core CPU and 4GB of memory, it's definitely worth trying. After all die not die. As for the battery performance, I could not drain it from 67% to 0% within the 3 days I spent reviewing it. I did some browsing, played a few games, downloaded more games and used the camera extensively. The 5000 mAh battery is a go for me, but you will find that the charging performance is pretty slow, so you might want to consider buying another charger. The storage capacity is 128GB and the memory is 4GB RAM with RAM expansion of another banger, another 4GB RAM, giving a total of 8GB RAM. No need stressing this, the storage capacity is a banger, banger. The display does not offer anything much. The resolution is 720 by 1612 pixels. So you get the same display as most budget devices of around 60,000 naira. The two advantages with this display are the thin bezels and the 90Hz refresh rate. I personally feel that this device is worth your consideration. This is not a call to buy this device, but I believe that the Spark 8C is value for money. Let me know what you think in the comment section below and see you in my next video.